Hi, welcome to this video showing you how to claim VAT on the HMRC approved mileage rates in Xero. It's one of the questions we get asked a lot by clients. If you're claiming business mileage at the HMRC approved rates, can you claim VAT? Well, the good news is that yes, you can, if obviously you're VAT rated, VAT registered, and if you're not accounting for VAT under the flat rate scheme. Now, the first thing you need to know is the revenue's approved mileage rates for your business mileage. These haven't changed in a number of years, and if you're driving a car or van, any car or van, it's 45p for the first 10,000 miles and 25p above 10,000 miles. And you can see that if you go to www.gov.uk and just do a search for HMRC approved mileage rates, it will get you there. Then the second thing you need to know is how much of that 45p the revenue believe relates to fuel. Because as far as the revenue is concerned, that 45p isn't just compensating for each business mile you do for your fuel, it's also compensating you for wear and tear on the car, insurance, etc. So it's only the fuel element that you can claim VAT on. Now, to see the VAT element, you go to www.gov.uk again, and this time you're looking for advisory fuel rates. And you'll see when you go into the advisory fuel rates, right at the top will be the current rates, further down the screen will be the old rates. So if we go into the current rates as at the time of this video, 1st of June, and here you've got the rates depending on whether you're driving a petrol car, an LPG or a diesel. Now, in our example, we're going to assume we're driving a petrol 1400 to 2000 cc. 14p is our fuel element. So going back to Xero, there's three ways you can do this in Xero. You can do it via expense claims, and if you've got staff who are doing this, and you may well want to do it through expense claims. You can do it via supplier invoice, and that's the way I'm going to show you during this video. Or if you're not using full Xero, you're using Cashbook Xero, you can do it when you post any payments you make to yourself for mileage from the bank reconciliation or through a pay transaction. The principle is the same whichever way you do it. So we're going to do it as though it's a supplier and a supplier invoice. So we're going to go to accounts and then purchases. We're going to set up a new bill, a new supplier invoice. For the purposes of this, it's going to be me, who's the supplier. The date will be whatever date. It might be the end of the month, it might be the day you're doing it. I'm going to assume it's the 1st of July. I'm going to put a payment date of 10 days time, the 11th of July, and I'm going to put a reference of mileage claim. You don't need to put a reference, it's just like doing a normal bill, but I just find that useful. The one to remember to change for your mileage claims is how you're calculating your VAT on each row. Normally this will be set at VAT tax exclusive. When you're doing your mileage, you want to set it to tax inclusive, and you'll see why in a minute. So the description, I'm going to put in here mileage for June 2015. I'm going to assume I did 400 business miles. My unit price here is going to be the advisory fuel rate for my car, petrol car 1400cc to 2 litre, 14p. So here I'm going to put 14p. The account is going to be whatever account code you normally post your mileage to. In this instance it's Travel National. And the tax rate is going to be 20% VAT on expenses. And now it's calculating that, assuming the 14p includes VAT, which is exactly what we want it to do. So now we need to do the other element that doesn't have VAT on it. So in our next row, mileage for VAT, mileage for June 2015, 400 miles, and this time instead of 41 pence, it's the remainder. Our 45 pence that we're allowed to claim, less the 14 pence, so 31 pence. Again, it's Travel National, but this time there's no VAT. It doesn't appear on the VAT return. So now we've got our mileage, we've got our total claim of £180, and we've got VAT claimed on that £56 element, that fuel element. And then you approve that and you pay it in just the same way as you would pay any other bill in Xero. And as I say, the principle of doing that is the same if you're doing an expense claim, and it's the same if you're doing a pay, or you've paid yourself your mileage and you're then posting it from your bank reconciliation. You want to split the mileage, make sure you're looking at tax inclusive, split the mileage between your 14p and your 31p. And here you'll see when we're looking at the bill, because it's been posted, it's actually reverted back to tax exclusive, and it's showing 12p there because it's adding on 20% VAT. So when you look at it, don't get confused. That is still the 14 pence. It's just in this view we're looking at it tax exclusive. And that's how you post VAT on your HMRC approved mileage in Xero.